In this video, I will be talking about my top 5 favorite video games of all time. This list was really hard. I probably could tell you my top 25 favorite video games of all time, but that would take too long. So here it is. This video is completely based on my background and interests, so don't expect many games from your childhood. So let's begin. Number 5. Call of Duty Black Ops. Call of Duty is a franchise I spent probably the most time and money on. I own every single Call of Duty known to man, including the 2 made just for consoles during the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox era. My favorite of them all is Call of Duty Black Ops because I love every single feature of it. Zombies, campaign, and multiplayer were epic. I'm happy that this game exists. Number 4. The Sims 2. This is the best Sims game I've ever played. It's not too complicated, but has a lot to offer. I love all of Maxis's games. This one, they could not perfect more. Number 3. Lego Star Wars 2. The first is excellent, but this one I spent a long time on. This game was so much fun as a kid. It seems too childish now, but I like this game a lot. Number 2. Pokemon Fire Red. Are you surprised? I know you are. You can't see me playing Pokemon, but I actually was a pretty big fan at the time. I think, in 2nd to 3rd grade when it came out, or when I got it at least, and I am pretty sure I got it for my birthday, but I'm not 100% sure. I played this game for roughly a year, maybe 2, and I don't regret it. It was one of the funnest games. I got it pretty much because every single one of my cousins had this game, and I just wanted to play with them and trade with them and stuff. And it just was overall the best game I've ever played on the Game Boy Advance. I would completely suggest full-heartedly that you get this game. Even if you don't own the Game Boy Advance, go get a Game Boy Advance and get this game. That's how wonderful this game was. I never, unfortunately, beat this game without cheats, and it kind of makes me sad that it didn't play the right way, but I was a kid. Who cares? So maybe I'll beat it some other day without cheats. Number 1. Destroy All Humans 2 for the PlayStation 2. Destroy All Humans 2 was the best of all of the Destroy All Humans in the series. Destroy All Humans 1 had its own charm that I can't quite explain. You just have to play the game. That's actually the gameplay in the background right now. And Destroy All Humans 2, I thought it was the best because it took me the longest to beat, and I really connected with the characters because they were just so funny and weird. And I was only in about 1st, 2nd, maybe even 3rd grade when I played this game, which I completely don't recommend giving to a kid that young, but oh well, my parents weren't that strict. So, yes, Destroy All Humans 2 was a very wonderful game, and it was just a masterpiece. The game, on an outside standpoint, is pretty much mediocre. I would suggest getting it, obviously, but it's not a must-have like some of the other games on this list. I picked it as number 1 because it took me so long. I really loved the characters. I loved the storyline. The gameplay was really fun. A little repetitive at some times, but overall was a wonderful game. I can't stress that enough. Why I didn't pick any of the other games from the Destroy All Humans series as number 1, if you're wondering, is because the first game really was easy. It took me about a week or two to beat. Yes, again, I did use cheats, but it wasn't that hard to beat even if you didn't have cheats, because cheats only gave you, like, infinite ammo and stuff, and it really didn't help all that much. But the first one was really, really, really easy to beat, and it wasn't that funny. There was some funny parts in it, because they were just basically being stupid aliens, but it wasn't all that funny. The second game took me about a year to beat, and it was way funnier than any of the other games, basically because they showed how stupid the human race was, along with this alien race that doesn't exist, and it was just really, really funny. They had references to all sorts of things in, our culture, and it was just really, really funny. Well, in the first one, it didn't really have that charm. It had a different charm, but again, you would have to play the game to get what I mean. And then there are two other games in the series which are completely questionable whether they are like cutoffs and they just are forks in the road in the series and they really have nothing to do with each other, or whether they are actually in some sort of order. Me and a friend actually argued over this, and I kind of believe his theory because there really isn't any reference between the two games, but Big Willy Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii and Path of the Furon, actually at the end of Big Willy Unleashed, they say that they want to start a casino. Well, in the end of Path of the Furon, they never mention anything about a restaurant. So, process of elimination, you kind of figure out that Big Willy Unleashed happened first, which doesn't really make sense for the timeline, but oh well, maybe there was time travel. I don't know. But, yeah, and then also in Path of the Furon, you can also find some restaurants. It's a little confusing, the storyline, but in Big Willy Unleashed, you start a restaurant. And yeah, that restaurant is in Path of the Furon. So I should show that in a video clip, but I probably will not. So see you guys later. Hopefully you liked my list and my long explanation for Destroy All Humans and the whole series and everything. That was a little uncalled for, but oh well. Like, favorite, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace!